So I was at a party out in the bush, like a big party. There were heaps of people there. It was like the biggest party of the year. Like from where I came from, like everyone, people who didn't go to parties were at this party, and we were drinking at a friend's place during the day, like to prepare for that party. For a few months leading up to that, me and this girl that I'd been interested in had been chatting like more and more often, and I felt like, tonight was the night. So I was anxious. So I was drinking a lot more than usual. And we arrived in my friend's brother's Land Cruiser and parked next to like a line of heaps of other Land Cruisers. It was like a really popular car where I came from. And we sort of went up to the bonfire near the house where like everyone was hanging out. And I sort of started to look for her. I couldn't find her. I could see her friends, but I couldn't see her. And eventually there's this whole like all these shouts and laughing and a crowd forming near this like slope. And like so we went over to check it out, and like there she was, like lying on the grass with this massive guy. It's like he was captain of the rugby team, like a year older than us, like a big dude. And they were like making out on the grass. So that was shit. So I went back to the bonfire and started chatting to one of my friend's ex-girlfriends, who I always thought was like into me. But like at that point in my life, I thought every girl who spoke to me was into me. And she was very drunk. Like the first time that I saw her, we were in my friend's car and she flashed us. But anyway, we started talking and she kissed me and we started to kiss each other. And an odd friend of mine sat down next to us on his own and was like looking out into the distance, drinking like a JD or something. And like she glared at him, but he just stayed there. So we started to make our way down towards where the cars were. And, like, I pretended to like fall over like, to entertain her or something. We reached my friend's car and we decided to get inside. And at this point I realized what was about to happen. From what I'd heard, from gossip, like she'd fucked a lot of guys, and she was also an amazing shot putter. She was like a state champ or something. Amazing. I was like pretty like scared, like excited though. And she started to take off my clothes, so I took off her clothes. And like I took a condom from my pocket and I actually stretched it out first before like actually putting it on. Like I don't know why I did that. It made things really difficult. But anyway, about halfway through, well, at least it felt halfway through. It was halfway, I think. Yeah. Well, anyway, my ass hit the horn of the car twice, and people started to move down towards us from the party. And like we obviously stopped and put our clothes back on. I still don't know if I consciously hit the horn or not. I don't know.
We've been friends for at least 4 or so years. And kind of at the time we'd been spending like at least one night a week just getting really drunk in his parents' basement. Sometimes with friends, sometimes just us. And I don't really remember who or why it was suggested, but we all went swimming. Well, me and my friends went swimming in his parents' pool out back. And he kind of watched me for a bit, but then he kind of just disappeared into the house. And everyone else was kind of just still outside, so I went and followed him. He was just inside, kind of sitting down and just watched me kind of get dressed, and it was so different from kind of anything that had happened between us before. I think I kind of knew at that stage, but I went back outside and for the next couple of hours with our friends. And then later we're all sitting around kind of on these couches watching television, and all our friends were really drunk. And he kind of started sliding his hands up my legs really slowly and really hesitantly, and I just didn't respond. I just kind of sat there just holding my breath for ages. Kind of eventually, like, he moved his hand so far up in between my legs that I just freaked out a bit and pushed him away, and then we went, because I was scared of all our friends seeing us. And then we kind of went to this little room next door. We had this mattress on that we always used to fall asleep on. It was kind of really strange. We just kind of sat there for like, I don't know, like a minute. We just didn't say anything. Then he just started touching me again. Yeah. And then then we kissed a bit. And eventually, I think he was kind of emboldened enough to kind